I've heard you. All right, Charlie, I feel so horrible. I left your name on the program, and I didn't do it on purpose. I could say I did it on purpose. I'll still take you out to dinner with your church one part. How you doing, Iceland? Doing good? Good to see you. I'm glad. All right, let's see, so I think we're balanced. Maybe Saxon could slide down like 6 inches, 7 inches. That's more like 9 miles. Just so we're a little more balanced, maybe trombone, so you're balanced, so we're all balanced. So we started off by Blackbird with Seth Farland.
He released this knockout.
What?
He released this knockout.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Really good filter.
Okay, you guys ready?
That's right.
Before, that's it. Just need to be 4 and you're in.
Matthew Hess on the tenor sax. How about that? MIJB1. That was called Bye Bye Blackbird. And now we're going to play a thing called Samba de los Gatos.
solo on this. You guys remember? All right, good. You got it figured out. Let me see. I wrote it down actually. I did write it down. Where is it? What number? We got Cooper Finn Gravy. Oh, Gravy. That's what happens when I write it down. I'm never writing it down again. I just called Grady Gravy. And I want you to know, when I read it, I knew it said Grady, but I thought I'd have a little fun. I hope you don't mind. The reality is this: don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and.
trombone from the famous Bergstrom brothers, Finn Bergstrom. And on saxophone, Grady Cartony. Sit down, you. Yeah, you don't sit down. So I got to meet Finn and Ozzy's grandparents today. Now, you go, why are you even saying this? And Ozzy was in the mid-level band. Finn played the trombone solo. Sam is a teacher up at, their dad is a teacher up at Anoka Ramsey, and a great supporter, and his wife Melissa had to sit and have pizza with me on Wednesday night. And so when the grandparents came in and said, we're from part of the Bergstrom family, from the Bergstrom boys. And I was thinking, Bergstrom boys? That's great. It's like the Backstreet Boys, but it's the Bergstrom boys. So now I'm going to say that all the time. And now it's the Bergstrom boys. So, sorry, Finn. And Ozzy, I know you're hiding under a seat somewhere. But that's all right. I see your hair coming up from the side. We're going to play a real cool tune here called Stella by Starlight. That's going to feature one of the Italian connection, Luca Cavalletti. Luca. We're going to feature Luca. I know how to say it, but I can't get it out right now, and now the pressure's on.
Cavalletti.
Oh, life is so hard. Have fun.
you see that's Bill Holman? Isn't that our Bill Holman, the saxophone player?
I have so much to say, but I'm not going to say it. Well, I'll tell you this. We heard this song 3 weeks ago. Was it 3 weeks ago? At the Eden Prairie Jazz Festival we did. It's like, we got to play this for Luca. So we had Luca come up and learn this. We did it in 2 rehearsals. And the reason why I tell you that is like, oh, look at me, we did it in 2 rehearsals. We're so good. Not at all. What it is, it shows that these kids' band directors, these kids' private teachers, these kids who have special lessons all the time, the different ensembles that they play in, those teachers have such an influence on these kids. And I get the luxury and the joy of having the best of the best of the best. So some people are like, oh, Phil, you're great. I'm not. The band directors, the private teachers, those people that slave and work hard with these kids are the ones. I get to enjoy it. So for all those private teachers and your band directors and your music teachers and your piano teachers and all of those folks, make sure you take good care of them. Don't just give them a cup of coffee. Get them a bag of food. So part of the joy of being a teacher is the kids doing stuff. And this young man that is coming up here to direct this song, his name is Tyler Andrew. And he did this arrangement himself as a tribute to the Beatles. And it's one of my favorite tunes of all time. And let's hear it for Tyler Andrew and his arrangement of The Long Winding Road by Paul Lennon and John McCartney. You know what I mean. Hey, do you want to say something, Tyler?
No.
Grady Cartony on the sax.
And on that fabulous trumpet part, Reece Joshi. On Barry sax, Miles, Grady, Luca, Ryan.
I can't believe this. I always have, why does this happen to me?
I'm coming right back. Matthew, Wilson, and
Alice.
Alice. Some people think I do this on purpose. I don't. I just don't. And you know what? The good thing is I can pretend before. But now that I'm old at 62, I don't mean old. It's not old. Yeah, but I'm 62 and I've had enough life events. I just don't care anymore. So, man. All right, and then the trombones. Riley Kuhn. Finally got his last name right. And I left Charlie's name off the program, not on purpose. But this is Charlie. Will you stand up, Charlie? When he turns 21, we're going out for a beer, and he's buying. And Isaac, and Donovan, and Jim. I'll get the rest of them later. So this is a kind of a tribute for the old folks, talking about myself, little Beatles stuff. Blackbird. We did Bye Bye Blackbird, and now we're doing Blackbird. Yeah. Oh, yes, thank you. Oh, kind of important, isn't it? No. Oh, goodness gracious. I need a vacation. Yeah. We're going to see it at the end. All right, guys ready?
Chet, did they do this one in a clear?
Ryan's getting away.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Not too fast. 1, 2, 3.
sing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to rise.
On vocals and guitar, Tyler Andrews. On the trumpet, amazing trumpet solo, Jack Hill. And taking it up an octave without my permission, which I fully endorse, Joshi.
I thought it was great.
I don't know if you heard those high A's, but you guys can sit down. No, wait, I want you to stand up. Yes, stand up. No, sit up. Ryan, you're such a good boy. Ryan, will you make some of those sounds? Do some, this is amazing. I hear this every once in a while. What the heck is that? Am I sick? But it was right. And that's just one of them. I want to introduce the trumpet section. Jack Hill, Reece, Joshi, Kaden, Biondich, and Raymond Diaz. Rhythm section. Daniel. I didn't call him Paul, I called him Daniel. And Tyler Andrew on the guitar, arranging and singing. On piano, Cooper Redhouse, and Whiplash, Zimmerman on the drum. You have one more, right?
Yeah.
You have one more, and then we're going to do a combined number. And this is going to be a tough year. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little emotional. These kids have been fantastic. And I've had a lot of challenges, don't feel sorry for me, good challenges and things in my life this year. And Wednesday nights was a savior to me. And it's working with these kids. Wholesome, pure, sometimes. I'm looking at you, Zimmerman. I'm kidding. Just the joy and the beauty of these kids. And I hope that they can grow up and help our world be a better place. So, speaking of that, we're going to feature Miles Zimmerman on this next tune called Moaning. You can clap, that's okay. You want this? Okay. All right. So this for me, solos. Miles is going to go first. One time at, what's that number? At 129, and 129 is repeated, right? So 129 is repeated, no backgrounds. Now we're gonna go all the way to the end, and then we're gonna go back to 129, and Ryan is going to play. And we'll do the backgrounds there, but let's not start the backgrounds for the second time at 129. You just heard that? You guys memorize it? I'm gonna forget it, so don't forget it. All right? Have at it, pal. Yes, Charlie. Do you want to solo on this one? Okay, so we'll do this. Charlie's gonna go second, then Ryan, all right? One chorus each. Backgrounds for, do you want backgrounds? Charlie wants backgrounds, so we'll do backgrounds both times for Charlie, all right? And if I screw up, you guys just fix it, okay? Go ahead.